All right, counter stools. Let's dive in. We're looking at our house-inspired design today, specifically the Jagger Stool.
Mm.
Gorgeous, no doubt. But at $849, maybe a little out of reach for some of you out there. You want that high-end look without, the high-end price tag, right? That's what we're all about here. So today, two fantastic dupes that'll give you similar style, similar comfort at a fraction of the cost.
And what I think is really interesting about this particular deep dive
Mm.
is that we're not just aiming for visual similarities, right?
Yeah.
We're also talking comfort, quality, all those little details that can really make or break a piece. So
Yeah.
get ready. We're going to break it all down. Materials, construction, and everything in between.
Let's start with the Our House Jagger itself. It's handcrafted, made in Indonesia, from solid mahogany, finished in a deep, rich black with antique brass accents. Visually, it screams luxury for sure. But what does that solid mahogany construction actually mean in terms of, everyday use?
Well, solid mahogany is known for its strength and durability. It's a hardwood that can withstand years of use. So that makes the Jagger a piece that you could potentially pass down, like through generations. And that's a pretty compelling argument for investing in quality, even at a higher price point, right?
It's something to consider, for sure. And they didn't skimp on the upholstery either. They used Krypton performance fabric. I hear it's indestructible.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Krypton is engineered to resist stains, moisture, even bacteria. It's fantastic for high traffic areas. Or for anyone with kids or pets. Imagine, like, red wine spills just beating up and wiping away. Without a trace, that's the magic of Krypton.
Okay, I'm sold. But how does it feel? Sometimes performance fabrics, they can be stiff or rough.
Surprisingly, Krypton is known for being quite soft and comfortable. It's designed to be both durable and luxurious. So you don't have to sacrifice comfort for practicality.
That's the best of both worlds. And then there's that barrel-shaped backrest, which I think adds a touch of elegance, and it's designed for comfort as well. So the Jagger definitely sets a high bar, both, literally and figuratively. But can our dupes compete? Let's find out.
All right. First up, we have the Tina Fabric upholstered metal armrest chairs. Now, hold on to your hats for the price. We're talking $241.39 for a set of two. That's just over $120 per stool.
Okay, that's a steal. But what about the design? I mean, does it hold up to the Jagger's sleek aesthetic?
Absolutely. It definitely channels that same mid-century modern vibe. You've got that black metal base, the slim tapering legs, and even gold-accented armrests to mimic the Jagger's antique brass details.
Okay, visually it's in the running, but what about the fabric? They're using a linen-like material instead of Krypton. What does linen-like even mean in terms of feel and durability?
Good question. Linen-like typically refers to a fabric that has a similar weave and texture to linen. Often with a slightly more relaxed drape, it can create a more casual and inviting feel. Compared to the smoother Krypton, however, it's not going to have the same level of stain and moisture resistance.
So it's a trade-off. You get a different aesthetic, but maybe sacrifice some durability. Would you say it's a deal breaker?
Not necessarily. Really depends on your priorities and lifestyle. If you're someone who loves the look and feel of a more natural fabric and are willing to be a bit more careful, the Tina stools could be a great option. Plus, they come in three colors: dark gray, beige, and green. So you have a little more flexibility there.
Options are always good, and it sounds like they haven't skimped on comfort either. They've got a padded seat with foam cushioning
Right.
and a built-in footrest.
Exactly. They've definitely considered both style and comfort, which is so important, especially at that price point.
Okay, dupe, #2. The Mordenfort Boucle bar stools. Now, these are currently unavailable, but when they were on the market, they were priced around $250 for the set. What makes these stand out is the use of boucle fabric.
Boucle is such a cool choice. It's a textured fabric known for its looped yarns, which create a nubby, almost plush look and feel. It's definitely having a moment in the design world right now, adding a touch of warmth and personality to spaces.
It definitely adds a different visual dimension, I think, compared to the Jagger's smooth Krypton upholstery. But how does boucle compare in terms of durability?
Well, Boucle can be a bit more delicate than Krypton, especially in lighter colors. It's prone to snags, can be harder to clean.
Yeah.
It offers that unique texture and visual appeal that you won't find with a smoother fabric.
So a choice between practicality and visual interest. Okay, what about the overall design of the Mordenfort stools? Do they align with the Jagger's aesthetic?
Yeah, they hit a lot of the same notes. You've got that mid-century modern design, the black metal frame, and even gold accents to mimic the Jagger's brass details. However, there's a key difference in the frame material itself. The Mordenfort uses metal, whereas the Jagger is solid mahogany.
Interesting. So while they achieve a similar look, the materials tell a different story. What does that mean in terms of durability and longevity?
Well, mahogany, as we said, is incredibly durable. Metal can also be sturdy, and the Morden Fort does boast a 300-pound weight limit, but, it's not quite the same as the inherent strength and resilience of a hardwood like mahogany.
All right, so we've got two very different dupes on the table. One prioritizes practicality and affordability with a linen-like fabric and a metal frame. The other leans into a trendier aesthetic with boucle fabric, but might require a bit more care.
Exactly. And both come in at a fraction of the price of the Arhaus Jagger. It really highlights how you can achieve a similar look and feel without breaking the bank.
Absolutely. But now I'm curious, knowing what you know now about these dupes, which features stand out to you the most?
That's a great question. For me, the standout feature of the Tina stools is the price. I mean, getting 2 stools for just over $200 is incredible. And while the linen-like fabric might not be as durable as Krypton, it offers a different kind of appeal. But those Morden Fort stools with the boucle, that texture is so on trend right now.
I agree, it's hard to resist. But we've only scratched the surface. Stay tuned, because in part 2, we'll dive even deeper into the specifics of each dupe, exploring the finer details that can make all the difference.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Arhaus Jagger Stool dupes. We've covered the basics, but now it's time to zoom in on those finer details. Remember those antique brass accents on the Jagger?
Yes, they add a really nice touch of warmth and sophistication, but I'm curious, are they purely decorative? Or do they, serve a functional purpose as well?
Primarily aesthetic, adding to that cohesive, elevated look that Arhaus is known for. However, those brass accents, I think they also hint at the overall quality and attention to detail that you're getting with the Jagger.
It's all about the details, right? Speaking of details, let's talk more about that Krypton performance fabric. Sounds amazing in theory, but what about in practice? How does it feel to actually sit on?
That's a great point. It's one thing to talk about durability and stain resistance, but comfort is key, right? And the beauty of Krypton is that it doesn't feel like a typical performance fabric. It's surprisingly soft and comfortable to the touch.
So you're not sacrificing, practicality for that luxurious feel. And I love that it practically repels spills. It's like a dream come true for anyone who enjoys a glass of red wine, without the fear of ruining their furniture.
Exactly. Perfect for families with kids and pets, too.
Yeah.
Krypton gives you that peace of mind, knowing you can easily wipe away most messes.
Okay. Let's shift gears. Revisit our first dupe, the Tina stools. At just over $120 each, incredible value, but we're not just looking at price art, right? Comfort, too. What can you tell us about the foam cushioning used in the Tina stools?
Well, they've used high-density foam, which is a great choice for seating. It's a bit firmer than standard foam, so it provides better support and longevity.
So it's not that sinking feeling you sometimes get with cheaper foam.
Right. High-density foam retains its shape better over time, so you're not left with like a saggy seat after a few months of use. It's a smart choice for a stool designed for everyday use.
And they've also included a built-in footrest. Is it comfortable? Sturdy?
Yeah, the footrest is a nice touch. It's designed to be both sturdy and comfortable, provides a place to rest your feet and, maintain a...
Those are important considerations, especially if you're planning to, spend any length of time sitting at a counter. And let's not forget about those color options. Dark gray, beige, and green. They offer some versatility there, right?
Absolutely. Having multiple color options is a huge plus. Allows you to personalize your space. Choose a hue that complements your existing decor.
Now, on to dupe, #2. The Morden Fort stools with that oh-so-trendy boucle fabric. We talked about boucle's unique texture and how it adds visual interest. But I'm curious, is it just a passing trend? Or is it something that has, staying power?
The boucle's actually been around for decades, cycling in and out of popularity. But its recent resurgence in interior design, I think it suggests it might be here to stay this time around.
That's good news for anyone who's, hesitant to invest in a trendy piece that might feel dated in a year or two.
Absolutely. It seems like boucle has transcended, trend status.
Yeah.
And become more of a classic texture, much like linen or velvet.
Speaking of classics, the Morden Fort also embraces that mid-century modern aesthetic with a curved backrest, similar to the Jagger. How does it compare in terms of comfort and support?
Well, both the Jagger and the Morden Fort prioritize ergonomic design in their backrests. However, there's a difference in materials. The Morden Fort uses high-density foam for its backrest, which provides a good balance of comfort and support.
So you're getting that same supportive feel, even with a different material. And I imagine the boucle fabric adds a certain softness to the experience as well.
You're right. The boucle adds that tactile element to the backrest, making it feel plush and inviting.
Okay. Let's address the elephant in the room. The Morden Fort features a metal frame. While the Jagger is made from solid mahogany, we know mahogany is incredibly durable. But how does a metal frame compare in terms of longevity?
A well-made metal frame. It can absolutely stand the test of time. It's sturdy, can handle everyday use. However, mahogany, it does have a slight edge in terms of inherent strength and resistance to scratches and dents.
So if you're prone to bumping furniture
Oh,
or have a particularly active household, mahogany might be the safer bet.
yeah. It's about choosing materials that align with your lifestyle and how you use your space.
Okay, we've examined the details of the Our House Jagger Stool and its two dupes. We've looked at materials, construction, comfort, even trend longevity. It's clear that both dupes offer a fantastic alternative to the Jagger, each with its own unique strengths and weaknesses.
Exactly. Choosing the best one for you really depends on what you prioritize. Is it practicality, aesthetics, a specific fabric, or maybe a combination of all these factors?
So, what are your final thoughts as we delve deeper into these stools? Which features, stood out to you?
For me, it's fascinating how each stool, despite, sharing design similarities, tells a different story. Through its materials and construction, the Jagger screams luxury and longevity. With its solid mahogany and krypton fabric, the Tina stools offer incredible value and flexibility, with multiple color options. And the Morden Fort embraces a trendy texture with boucle, adding a touch of personality and visual interest.
I love that perspective. Each stool offers something unique, and choosing the best one is truly a matter of personal preference. But we're not done yet. Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll pull it all together, weigh the pros and cons, and help you make an informed decision about which dupe might be the perfect fit for your home. Welcome back to our deep dive into Our House-inspired counter stools. We've explored the luxurious Jagger and two fantastic dupes, the Tina and the Morden Fort. Now, time to put it all together and help you choose the best one for your needs.
It's amazing how these, seemingly simple pieces like counter stools
Yeah.
can involve so many factors.
Right. We've discussed materials, design, comfort, durability, even trends. It's not just about finding a look-alike, It's
Yeah.
about finding a piece that truly fits your lifestyle.
Okay, so let's recap. The Our House Jagger. With its solid mahogany and krypton fabric, it's an investment in long-lasting quality and style. But that $849 price tag is a definite consideration.
Yeah, and then we have our contenders, both coming in at a fraction of the cost. The Tina stools are incredibly budget-friendly, with a set of 2 for just over $240.
Their linen-like fabric offers a more relaxed look,
Yeah.
but it's not, as resilient as krypton. However, if you're careful and prioritize affordability, they're a strong choice.
And plus, the Tina stools come in 3 colors, giving you more options to coordinate with your decor. That's a big plus for a lot of people.
Absolutely. Then there's the Morden Fort with its trendy boucle fabric. It's a statement piece, It adds texture and visual interest to any space.
We've learned that boucle requires a bit more care. It's not as forgiving as krypton when it comes to spills and snags. It really comes down to your lifestyle and priorities.
Right. If you love the look of boucle but you're worried about durability, you could always, explore other boucle options on the market.
That's a great idea. There are so many fabrics and styles out there, and this deep dive has hopefully given you a framework for, making those choices.
So, how can we help our listener make a decision? What questions should they be asking themselves?
I think the first question is, what's my budget? That'll narrow down the options considerably. Then, consider your lifestyle. Do you have kids or pets? Are you prone to spills? Those factors will influence fabric choices.
And don't forget about personal style. Are you drawn to a more classic, minimalist look? Or do you prefer something, bolder and more textured?
And think about the space itself. Does it need a touch of warmth and personality? Or would a sleek, understated stool be a better fit?
Ultimately, there's no right or wrong answer. It's about finding the stool that speaks to you and fits seamlessly into your life.
Exactly. We've given you the information, the insights, the comparisons. Now, trust your gut and make the choice that feels right.
And remember, the journey doesn't end here. There's a whole world of furniture and design out there. Use this deep dive as a starting point. Keep exploring, keep learning.
And most importantly, have fun with it. Turning your house into a home should be an enjoyable process, not a stressful one.
We've loved diving into this topic with you. We hope it's giving you, some food for thought, maybe even inspired you to try something new.
So to our listener, happy decorating. May your counter stools be stylish, comfortable, and a perfect reflection of your unique taste.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep designing, and keep diving deep into the world around you.